You're not stuck because your life is hard. You're stuck because you keep restarting it the same way every time. Think about it. How many times have you told yourself, this is it, I'm going to change things now? Maybe it was a Monday, a new month, or after a bad day that pushed you over the edge. And for a few days, it feels different. You wake up with energy, you feel in control, you start doing the right things. And then slowly, almost invisibly, it slips. The habits fade, the discipline drops, and without even realizing it, you're back in the same routine you promised you'd escape. So now you're left wondering, is it a motivation problem, a discipline problem, or is there something deeper that no one really talks about? Because if restarting your life was just about trying harder, it would have worked by now. And that's why this idea of how to restart your life is so misleading, because most people aren't failing to restart. They're unknowingly recreating the same life over and over again. And until you understand what's actually causing that loop, no new plan, no new routine, no fresh start is ever going to stick. Here's the trap most people don't see. You think you're trying to change, but the change is already being sabotaged before it even starts. Every thought you have, every choice you make is quietly pulling you back into the same patterns, and you don't even notice it. You wake up thinking, today I'll finally be disciplined. But by the afternoon, tiny excuses creep in, distractions take over, and suddenly the plan feels impossible. You try a new routine, but your brain treats discomfort like an alarm, so you avoid it, justify it, and slip back into comfort without realizing it. And the kicker? You think you're failing because you're lazy or unmotivated, when in reality, your old habits are literally wired to hijack your intentions. Every attempt to restart your life feels temporary because the trap is inside your mind, not outside it. And now, the question you need to ask yourself, if your routines, your motivation, even your planning aren't the real problem, then what invisible force is keeping you stuck no matter how hard you try? Your comfort zone is quietly stealing your life one day at a time. Every morning you wake up thinking, I'm fine, this is enough. But here's the truth. That enough is shrinking your possibilities. Stability feels safe until you realize it's a cage made of invisible walls. Every easy choice, every small avoidance of discomfort, every time you stay in your lane, it's cementing the life you think you want, while silently closing doors to the one you actually do. And your brain loves it. It whispers, better the devil you know, and suddenly risk feels terrifying. So you retreat, you compromise, you rationalize, and the life you dreamed of drifts farther away. The cruel part? You don't even notice it happening. One day blends into the next, and your dreams feel distant not because you're lazy, but because comfort has hijacked your intentions. So here's the question you can't ignore. How many years will you let this cage hold you while pretending you're safe, while the life you want quietly slips through your fingers? Stop blaming your habits. Stop blaming your motivation. The real reason you keep failing isn't what you do, it's who you think you are. Every thought like, I'm lazy, I can't stick to things, or I'm just not built for this, isn't harmless. It's an invisible leash quietly dragging you back to the life you've always known the moment you try to move forward. You might wake up with energy, follow a new routine, feel proud for a day or a week, and then life happens, stress hits, or boredom creeps in, and suddenly that old version of yourself snaps the leash tight. Most people never notice it. They blame time, distractions, or a lack of willpower, all while their own identity actively resists change without them realizing it. And the most uncomfortable truth? Until you step out of that identity, every restart is doomed to fade. You'll try again, feel motivated, slip back, and wonder why nothing sticks, blaming everything but the real cause. So now ask yourself, if your old self is sabotaging every attempt silently, how do you step into a version of yourself that actually supports the life you want, that finally builds habits, focus, and momentum that stick? Because until you answer that, nothing else you try will ever hold. You feel trapped, even when you know what you need to do. The truth is, your mind is cluttered with noise, endless thoughts, what-ifs, notifications, social comparisons, and tiny distractions that quietly steal your focus. You plan to restart your life, but by the afternoon, your brain is already hijacked. Am I ready? Is this the right move? What if I fail? Then emails, messages, apps, and random worries pull your attention everywhere except where it matters. Before you know it, the day is gone, your energy drained, and nothing has changed. This isn't just frustration, it's silently destroying your chances at the life you want. You feel motivated on Monday, inspired by scrolling through videos, but by Friday, the week has slipped through your fingers and you're left exhausted and stuck. And the harsh truth? Clarity doesn't come from thinking harder or planning more. It comes from cutting through the noise and focusing on the actions that truly move you forward. So here's the question you can't ignore. If mental clutter has been silently running your life until now, what would happen if you finally stripped it away and saw the one clear path that actually works? Because until you do, every restart will stay half blind and doomed to fade. Stop waiting for motivation. Stop hoping your plans alone will work. The real reason your life keeps repeating the same patterns is that your old self is still in control, making choices automatically, following old habits without conscious thought. This is where self-mastery comes in. It's the invisible skill that decides whether you succeed or fail before you even take action. Self-mastery isn't some abstract idea. It's the ability to control your thoughts when fear whispers, "Stay comfortable," to control your impulses when distractions scream for your attention, and to control your emotions when stress wants to paralyze you. Imagine waking up and the decisions that used to drain you, choosing what to focus on, what to ignore, how to act, become almost automatic. The small victories stack like dominoes, focus sharpens, and momentum carries you forward in a way you never thought possible. But here's the urgent question. If you don't start building this invisible muscle right now, every restart, every new routine, every fresh start will be quietly hijacked by the same old patterns you've been fighting for years. The real choice is brutal. Keep letting your old self run the show, or finally take control and create a life that actually responds to your efforts. Most people fail at restarting their life because they try to do everything at once and crash within a week. That's not a failure of effort, it's a failure of approach. Real transformation starts from zero deliberately, step by step. Fix your sleep, build a simple morning routine, track your habits, your energy, your money. These feel small, almost meaningless, but each one is a domino. Every tiny win triggers the next action, and momentum begins to build silently. And here's the shock most people don't see. The old patterns that hijacked your day for years don't vanish magically. They fade only when the structure you create starts running your life instead of your impulses. This is the power of systems over willpower. Skip the basics, chase big wins too fast, and the cycle repeats. You'll burn out, you'll feel defeated, you'll be back at square one, wondering why nothing ever sticks. But start small, start deliberate, and suddenly the life that once felt impossible starts unfolding naturally. The choice is clear and brutal. Rebuild deliberately from zero, or keep replaying the same life that has quietly been holding you hostage all these years. Stop pretending progress will stick if you don't remove what's holding you back. Every routine, every habit, every win can be sabotaged by hidden blockers quietly draining your energy. Toxic relationships, habits disguised as comfort, routines that waste your time, distractions that silently steal your focus. They're everywhere, and most people don't even notice them. You think, "I just need to push harder," but that's like sprinting forward while chains pull you backward. The cruel truth? Some blockers live in your mind. Your brain rationalizes staying stuck. "It's fine just this once. I deserve a break. Tomorrow will be better." Every compromise, every tiny slip compounds. The life you're building falters before it grows. Real change demands ruthless clarity. Identify what drags you down. Cut toxic people, break unhelpful habits, block distractions, remove anything that silently steals your momentum. Only then can your routines, small wins, and self-mastery compound freely. So ask yourself, what in your life is quietly dragging you backward, and are you ready to cut it out before it destroys the life you're trying to create? You can start strong, build awareness, and even clear blockers, but momentum is fragile. Without the right reinforcement, progress slips away faster than you realize. Each day you miss a step, rationalize a slip, or let a distraction slide is a domino falling backward, quietly undoing the life you're trying to build. Momentum isn't just doing more, it's creating a system that makes progress inevitable. Every small win, sleeping well, sticking to routines, cutting distractions, adds fuel to a chain reaction. One domino falls, the next follows, and suddenly days, weeks, and months compound into a life you barely recognize. But skip a day, compromise even once, and the chain collapses. The stakes are brutal. Inconsistency today means lost months, missed opportunities, and the frustration of watching life slip through your fingers while your old patterns reclaim control. Systems protect you when motivation fades, focus wanes, or stress hits. Track your wins, adjust when obstacles appear, celebrate progress, protect the momentum you've earned. The urgent question is this: are you going to let one slip today ruin the chain of dominoes you've been carefully stacking, or are you ready to lock in momentum and make the life you've been building unstoppable? Picture this: your life, your decisions, your money, and your habits, not tangled in stress, guilt, or fear, but flowing with clarity, control, and unstoppable momentum. Every choice you make either pushes you forward or lets old patterns pull you back. By now, you've cleared blockers, built momentum, and started mastering yourself. But the final step is thinking like someone who turns obstacles into opportunities. The wealthy, the successful, the unstoppable, they don't wait for perfect conditions. They act consistently with calculated courage even when fear whispers to freeze. Each small decision compounds like a river carving a canyon over time. Hesitate now, and that river dries up. Act consistently, and it becomes an unstoppable force shaping the life you want. This mindset isn't about luck, motivation, or brute effort. It's about aligning every action, thought, and choice with the person you're becoming. So ask yourself, will you drift through life, reacting to circumstances, letting fear and distractions steal another year? Or will you harness the momentum, transform fear into action, and finally create the life you've been chasing? The choice is immediate, personal, and brutal, and it starts now.